Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Manzur Ahmad Ganai, lecturer history. Our today's question for 11th class students of history subject is: why did Genghis Khan feel the need to fragment the Mongol tribes into new social and military groupings? Dear students, let's explain the question. We know that with the passage of time, Genghis Khan conquered a number of tribes and areas and laid the foundation of the great Mughal Empire. It was believed that the tribes and areas which were conquered by Genghis Khan had their own social and military system, had their own social and military organization. The tribal kind of military organization existed there of the tribes which were conquered by Genghis Khan. But when these tribes and areas were conquered by Genghis Khan broke all the old tribal identities of these tribes, tribal groupings of these tribes, and introduced his own social and military groupings, introduced his own social and military system made by Genghis Khan himself. Now the question is, why Genghis Khan broke the old identities of the tribes and areas which were conquered by him and introduced his own social and military groupings which were made by Genghis Khan himself. Let's know the reasons. Number one, Genghis Khan wanted to raise a huge and strong standing army, and that was only possible by reorganizing all smaller groups and tribes into a single comprehensive unit. By doing so, the army raised out of this single unit was sure to be united and obey their commander, namely Genghis Khan. Means that Genghis Khan thought that if he continued the old tribal military and social groupings of the tribes, then Genghis Khan would not be able to raise a huge army, a strong army, a strong Mongol army. If the tribal identities of different tribes are continued, are allowed to be continued, then there will not be a strong and unified military force. So what he did, he broke the identities of all tribes and introduced new divisions of his own in the army, like tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and largest division was a 10,000 soldiers, which was known as Tuman. Means that Genghis Khan reorganized the complete military structure and introduced his own military divisions which had nothing to do with the tribal identities. By finishing and eliminating the tribal identities and raising the military units, military groupings under his own guidance, under his own reorganization system, Genghis Khan raised out a strong army, a huge army and a unified army under his own commander. And such army which was raised by Genghis Khan, by ending all tribal identities, the army which thus he raised became an organized, strong and unified army under Genghis Khan. Number one. Number two, as new tribal groupings joined his confederacy, we know that, as I told you earlier as well, Genghis Khan conquered a number of tribes. So as the number of tribes went on increasing and joining the confederacy, joining the empire of the Genghis Khan. So what Genghis Khan wanted? He wanted them to forget their older identities and recognize themselves as a Mongolized identity. Means that Genghis Khan wanted that whosoever accepted the suzerainty and supremacy of Genghis Khan, they should not be allowed to have the old tribal identity, because if the tribes which accepted the power of Genghis Khan would be allowed to have their older identities, older groupings, this older identity may sometimes make them feel that they had some tribe of their own, and they can revolt as well on the basis of their identity. So Genghis Khan this wanted them to forget the old identity of old tribal identity and recognize themselves as one in the Mongolized identity, and recognize themselves as a part of the Mongol Empire and not a part of any tribe which they had come from. So by making them forget the old tribal identities, Genghis Khan wanted to make the tribal people feel, which joined him, that they all were the people of the great Mongolized empire, thus enforcing are, ensuring a unity and cooperation among all Mongol tribes under one Mongol empire. Number three, new organization, new social and military organization helped Genghis Khan to do away with old social order and create a new identity for them under him. Means when Genghis Khan broke the old social identity, social groupings, it means that if there was a tribal leader of any tribe who had joined Genghis Khan, then the tribal leader was not the most important person of the tribe. Who was the most important person? The most important person was Genghis Khan. So by finishing the tribal identities, the tribal leaders' value also was gone away. The tribal leaders had also no value. Now the value was to the Genghis Khan. So by breaking all social identities and groupings of different tribes, and this building them up in the one Mongolized identity, Genghis Khan made it sure that all tribal people do not respect their tribal leader who used to be the leader when they were at this independent tribes, but they should not consider there is only one leader, that the leader is Genghis Khan, not any other tribal leader. Number four, the process of reorganization of Mongol tribes into new social groupings, into new social order, also integrated people of different clans with the Mongol Empire. Means had Genghis Khan allowed the people of different tribes to maintain their social order and social groupings, then the unity of different clans and tribes would not have been possible. By breaking this older social order of all tribes, Genghis Khan was able to ensure the integration and the unity of different tribes together into one Mongol Empire. Number last, by allowing the tribals to have their separate identity, separate groupings, social and military groupings, the worldwide conquest of Genghis Khan would have only been a distant dream. Had Genghis Khan allowed tribes, tribal leaders, tribal groupings to exist there, as a result, there would have been no unity and no cooperation among Mongols and Mongols. Thank you.